The Galactic Preservation Council's database was a marvel of xenobiological engineering. For 3,000 years, it had catalogued every predator species across 47 galaxies, ranking them by lethality, hunting efficiency, and evolutionary adaptability. The massive crystalline structure hummed with data, its neural networks processing information from billions of worlds. Lisa Chen stood before the holographic interface, her fingers dancing across the light keys as she uploaded the final sequences. As Earth's representative to the Council, she'd spent 6 months preparing humanity's biological profile for integration into the database. It was a formality, really a requirement for full membership in the galactic community. "Upload complete," she announced to Oliver Martinez, her research partner, who sat cross-legged on the observation deck with a tablet balanced on his knee. Oliver looked up, his dark eyes reflecting the swirling data streams. "About time. I'm starving. Think they have anything resembling tacos in this station?" "Doubtful," Lisa smirked. "But the Xanthari have something called protein cylinders that aren't completely awful." The database suddenly emitted a low, resonant tone, something neither of them had heard before. The holographic display flickered, and warning symbols began cascading across every screen in the chamber. Lisa." Oliver stood quickly, the tablet clattering to the floor. "Is it supposed to do that?" Before she could answer, the doors burst open. Council Overseer Randall, a towering Krylothian with chitinous plates and 4 optical stalks, rushed in with unprecedented urgency. Behind him came a delegation of the Council's senior member species from across known space, all wearing expressions that ranged from shock to what could only be described as existential dread. "Halt the integration." Thrundle's translator struggled with the pitch of his voice. Immediately, Lisa's hands flew across the interface. "What's wrong? Did I corrupt the upload?" "No." The Overseer's optical stalks contracted a gesture of deep disturbance. "The upload was ... perfect, too perfect." A Volusian counselor, her translucent form shimmering with distress, floated forward. "In 3 millennia of cataloging predatory species, the database has never encountered an error. It has ranked species by every conceivable metric." Her voice dropped to barely a whisper. "Until now." Oliver moved beside Lisa, his hand instinctively reaching for hers. "What are you saying?" Threndall activated the central hologram. Earth rotated in the center, and beside it, a genetic helix unwound human DNA in all its complex glory. Around it, data scrolled in languages from 100 worlds. "The database cannot rank humans," the Overseer said flatly. "Cannot." Lisa felt her heart rate spike. "Or will not." "Cannot." A Morphin counselor, his crystalline body refracting the light into prismatic shards, stepped forward. "The ranking system operates on a scale of 1 to 10,000. The most lethal predator ever recorded, the Vexorian apex hunter, ranks at 9,847. It can disintegrate molecular bonds with its breath and survives in the vacuum of space." "Okay," Oliver said slowly. "And humans rank?" The hologram shifted. Where a number should have appeared, there was only a symbol, lenient, pulsing red, and radiating outward like a warning beacon. "The database has classified humanity as paradox predator," Threndall explained, his voice heavy with something like fear. "It's a classification that theoretically existed but was never expected to be used. Your species doesn't fit any known evolutionary paradigm." Lisa shook her head. "That's ridiculous. We're not even the apex predators on our own planet. Sharks, polar bears, crocodiles." "Exactly." The Volusian counselor's form brightened with agitation. "You survived alongside some of the most efficient killers nature ever produced. You hunted mammoths with primitive tools. You crossed frozen continents and barren oceans with nothing but curiosity and stubbornness driving you forward." The Morphin counselor pulled up comparative data. Every predator species in the database evolved specialized weapons, claws, venom, electromagnetic fields, molecular disruptors. Humans evolved ... persistence. Oliver laughed, but it was a nervous sound. "Persistence. That's our superpower." "You misunderstand," Threndall said gravely. "Every predator in this database can be outrun, outwitted, or avoided. But humans," his optical stalks focused intently on them both, "humans don't stop. Your species pursued prey for days until the animal collapsed from exhaustion. You adapted to every environment on your planet, from Arctic tundra to scorching deserts. You domesticated other predators to hunt alongside you." The hologram shifted again, showing historical footage compiled from Earth's broadcasts, polar expeditions, deep-sea dives, spacewalks, rescue missions in impossible conditions. "But the database's true concern," the Volusian continued, "is your psychological profile. Most predators hunt for survival. Humans hunt for..." reasons that often defy logic: revenge, justice, knowledge, love. She paused. You have a documented history of pursuing your prey across continents and decades. You've chased criminals through networks spanning entire planets. You've devoted lifetimes to solving single problems. Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. You're saying the database is afraid of us? The database doesn't experience fear, Threndel corrected, but it has issued a recommendation that has never been issued before. He pulled up the final entry. It suggests that humanity be welcomed into the galactic community not as potential prey, not as fellow predators, but as something unprecedented, a species that transformed predation itself into an art form, a philosophy, a way of viewing the universe. Oliver read the scrolling text, his eyes widening. It says humans are unique because we turned our predatory instincts inward. We hunt problems, hunt answers, hunt meaning. Precisely. The Morphin counselor's body dimmed. Most species reach space through evolutionary necessity. Humans reached space because you looked up and decided the sky was prey to be conquered. Lisa met Oliver's gaze, and something unspoken passed between them, pride perhaps, mixed with the weight of responsibility. So what now? She asked. Threndel plates rattled, the Krylothian equivalent of a sigh. Now, the Council must decide whether the galaxy is ready for a species that doesn't just survive in the universe, but actively hunts its mysteries. He gestured to the pulsing red symbol. Welcome to the galactic community, humans. The database may not be able to rank you, but it has labeled you with something more significant. What's that? Oliver asked. The Overseer's translator seemed to struggle with the word, as if the concept itself was difficult to process. Inevitable. The word hung in the recycled air of the station as the hologram continued to pulsate, a warning, Lisa realized, but a marker, a flag planted in the database's consciousness that said simply, humanity is here, and nothing will be the same. Oliver squeezed her hand gently. Still want those tacos? Despite everything, Lisa smiled. More than ever. As they left the chamber, the database continued its work, cataloging, ranking, and analyzing. But in its deepest subroutines, a new category had been created, one that would never be filled by another species. The paradox predators had arrived. The end.